Good morning, everyone. So as she mentioned, my name is Mahogany, and I'm a junior here, public health major, biology major with a minor in Spanish on the pre-med track. But I'm just here today to honestly just talk about someone who has been like a very big influence on my college career from the very beginning, and I'm very honored to be here today just to be able to talk about her with y'all. So Charlotte Williams grew up in Wilson, North Carolina with her 2 siblings and is now a proud aunt to 1 nephew and godmother to 4 godchildren. Over the years, she has continued to persevere within her academia as she attended the New Testament School of Theology to obtain a stronger understanding of Christian education. She also continued to go on to the University of North Carolina, Greensboro to achieve her BS in public health education. And as a fun side note, Charlotte was also the homecoming queen at UNCG, which is a very big deal. So don't let her just walk around acting like she's not popping, because she really is. And then finally, she pursued her Master's of Education in Health and Education Promotion through East Carolina University. And additionally, during her spare time, she enjoys engaging in art therapy as she makes art out of decorative napkins. So as I mentioned before, Charlotte began her journey at Elon in 2019, which is also the same time I began my college journey. And I will never forget when I was interviewing to be a wellness assistant, leaving alumni gym saying no matter what happens, if I don't get this job, I want to continue to build a relationship with this woman, because just from that 10-minute or 15-minute interview I had, I just knew I had to have this woman in my college experience because there was just something about her that clicked. And then luckily I did get the job, so I got to see her weekly, and now I've been there for 3 years, so we have a lot of weeks together, so that's really good. And then throughout my 3 years at Elon, I've continued to learn so much about Charlotte and not only look at her as a supervisor, but a mentor, or as some would say, as I would say, that she's like my school mom. And I say this because there have been times I've gone to her office even on my off days, and she has continued to be there for me as a major support system. Charlotte has continued to make me feel valued at this school and truly understands me as a person. Through her charismatic character, I have continued to learn and grow from her, and she has taught me the importance of wellness and has even helped me to improve my own well-being. In addition, as a supervisor, Charlotte has always had my best interest in mind, and she always gives me insight into different student initiatives as well as participate in those events. I would like to emphasize that without Charlotte, I have no idea what my college experience would have looked like. She is the most genuine, engaged, dedicated, and determined person I've met on this campus. I could go on for days about Charlotte, but I know the show must go on. So before I conclude, I just want to say thank you, Charlotte, for everything. Now please join me in welcoming Charlotte Williams, as I'm sure we will all start this morning with an inspiring message.
Great morning, everyone. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna take a deep breath. First, I want to thank Allison for the invitation, Chaplain Boswell, and the entire Truett Center team for the opportunity. Kelsey, thank you for that amazing, beautiful music. Your voice is amazing, and just so much hidden within you. Mahogany, thank you for sharing those words. And I, too, share the experience over the past 3 years of seeing your growth. I see my growth as well. So, and thank you for saying yes to the invitation today. Lastly, thank you for the support and encouragement from colleagues, especially my supervisor, Larry, and the campus recreation and wellness team, and most of all, giving honor to God, as my faith is core to who I am as a dreamer. When the invitation was first extended for me to speak on dreaming, several thoughts came to mind. Dreaming can make one think of imagination, aspirations, goals, faith, hope, and beyond. I had, for the most part, written my talk like a good teacher, sharing about some of the dreams that I've accomplished throughout my life so far. And then I realized that I was only sharing half of the story, that a significant part was missing. What I discovered about dreams is that there is an unspoken side to dreaming. So Allison and Mahogany shared a little bit about me. This is probably a good time for me to share this disclaimer. I'm a worshiper, And being in a space like this is amazing to me. I had the opportunity last week and was overcome with tears at the music. But I'm also a music head and a health nerd, in that order, and I get it honestly. My mom's a piano teacher, church musician, and former music educator, and my dad's a retired physician. So accept this as my invitation to be yourself. Join me and bring your dreams to the table today. Grab a sheet of paper, type it in your phone, nod in agreement, and even laugh if something lands right for you. For the next 10 minutes, I'd like to share more about my journey as a dreamer, and I'll start by sharing more about my vantage point. In the midst of Black History Month, and just 1 month shy of the observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., no more universally famous 4 words have been spoken other than "I have a dream." In reflecting on dreaming, I realized that not only is dreaming personal, a level of possession. I have. It has as much to do with the dream as it does with the position of the dreamer. When I consider my current location, my life's GPS finds me right at the intersection of the American dream and a dream deferred. As a Black woman in the South, there is a contradiction, a complexity to dreaming, a remix, if you will, of Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" laid over a track of Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie Smalls' "It Was All a Dream." A dream of going back to school, of starting your own business, being your healthiest self, purchasing a home, traveling out of the country, landing your dream job, becoming a famous fill in the blank, getting married, giving a TED Talk, making tenure, retiring, becoming CEO, changing the world. What are you dreaming? Remember these? CDs. What in the world does a CD have to do with dreaming? You ask great questions. Remember when I mentioned the unspoken side of dreaming? Way back before Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and other digital options, and when CDs were a thing, around the late 2000s and early 2010s, artists would sometimes include hidden tracks on their albums. Or in other words, tracks that were unlisted, undetectable, not included on the track listing. These tracks were hidden from some listeners. There were different reasons for hidden tracks, but I'd like to use creative license today and compare these hidden tracks to what each of us as dreamers faces, the unspoken side of dreaming. The hidden tracks, fear, self-sabotage, disappointment, doubt, insecurity, failure, even grief, playing in the background of our minds, hidden from the views of our Instagram posts, vision boards, and selfies, hidden from our family and friends, undetectable to those closest to us. The part of dreaming that's hard to talk about or share. Hidden tracks might also be life circumstances, a diagnosis, disability, death of someone, or even debt. No one is exempt. If we dare to dream, we can't escape this part of the journey. The truth is that dreams come with hurdles, setbacks, and obstacles that can be difficult, challenging, and painful. The hidden tracks. Perhaps some of you have hidden tracks this morning, and I want to assure you today that dreaming is for you, it's for me, it's for us. Dreaming is a right, not a privilege, reserved for the select few. There's great news. The flip side to the hidden tracks is that we can overcome these barriers to our dreams with the help of people on our team. And sometimes they're the hidden figures that encourage us to keep reaching through the pain, through the trials, and through the difficulties. So I'd like to share just a few of the hidden figures whose voices have spoken truth to my dreams and helped me overcome some of the hurdles that I encountered in achieving my dreams. The first dream I want to share is academic. I've always loved school and teaching and the teaching and learning process, and I was reminded of this deferred dream last year when reviewing my college transcripts for an application When I was a senior at UNCG, I had a D and was failing, of course. I thought I wouldn't graduate. Like, it was a real depressive, stay in the bed. How could this be? How could this happen to me? The hidden tracks of doubt, fear, and even shame crept in. Maybe you've been there, or even there now. Fast forward 8 years later, and I was accepted into and enrolled in a master's program at my dream school, Emory University. But after seeing the student loans stack up, I withdrew due to finances. More tracks of failure started to play, unfinished. Even though it was all the way back in elementary school, I never forgot one of my hidden figures, Mrs. Pat Smith, my 5th grade teacher. She was my own personal dream coach. She imparted into me that I could be a TV news anchor. She believed in me and gave me my first opportunity to speak to the local news about the moment of silence when prayer had been taken out of schools. She elevated my voice and helped me to believe that I could accomplish all that I set my mind to. She could see my voice. Use My Voice was added to my playlist. The next dream is a personal dream. A relationship dream of mine has always been to have someone to do life with, a life partner. I can't begin to tell you the hidden tracks that have played over the years as I watched friends get married and served as bridesmaid, maid of honor, wedding directress, all of the above, and still not married at 25, at 30, at 35. You guessed it, disappointment and insecurity playing in the background. Can any of you relate to having a certain age attached to your dream? Recognizing that I had dealt with so much brokenness in family and intimate relationships, another hidden figure emerged for me. One of my mentors and former pastor, Dr. Felicia Williams Redmond, instilled the importance of me knowing my worth, holistically, for me, as well as effective self-care. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. She would continuously loop and share. And through her mentoring, I was able to realize another dream of ministering to and coaching families. You're Worth It was added to my playlist. And the last dream I want to share is related to my holistic health. As a health educator and certified health coach, I've supported many others on their health journey and tackled many different types of fitness, from kickboxing to Zumba to running to boot camp to water aerobics, you name it. Prior to COVID, I had privately set my eyes on achieving a consistent fitness regimen so that I could build up the courage to participate in CrossFit over 40. With the support of Elon's health science students, I started a consistent regimen in the fall of 2019, and by January 2020, I had started CrossFit, told nobody. Before I knew it, my body was transforming. I was stronger physically than I'd ever imagined. Here it was 3 months later, and I was consistently reaching my fitness and weight loss goals. Well, everyone knows what happened in the spring of 2020. COVID hit, and slowly, the new at-home workouts became less and less and less and less due to a wrist injury and overall change of routine. Not to mention the emotional and mental toll of COVID and the exposure of race relations in our country. With the murders of Breonna Taylor in March and George Floyd in June. You see, hidden tracks hit everybody differently. But I'm glad that I could draw strength from several figures. My maternal grandfather, Scipio Burton, a civil rights leader and president of the NAACP in Fayetteville, North Carolina, as well as a hidden figure who, although I've never met, she paved the way. Dr. Charlotte Hawkins Brown, educator and founder of the Palmer Institute, about 12 minutes down the road in Sedalia, North Carolina, and author of What One Young African-American Woman Could Do. In researching about her life, she served as an inspiration and example of dreams realized that resonated with my own. What Are the Possibilities was added to my playlist. So where are the dreamers today? Who's on your dream team? Even as I shared in some of my examples, your hidden figures don't have to be someone you know personally or even someone who's alive. I invite you to take these dream tracks with you for the journey and allow your dreams to thrive. Use your voice. You're worth it. What are the possibilities? As I close, I challenge you to invite a friend or colleague to coffee and share some of your hidden tracks, and hidden figures too. If something I shared this morning resonated with you, I'll be glad to have coffee as well and share more about my dreams. I'll leave you with this. 3 days ago on social media, former mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, Keisha Lance Bottoms, shared that she would be joining CNN as a political commentator almost 30 years after her application as an undergrad student was rejected. She said of joining the team now in 2022, a dream deferred is never a dream denied. It was all a dream. Thank you for journeying with me today. Be blessed.